Okay, Schaef, the first movie this week is Dinner for Schmucks. Now, I have to qualify this by saying that I have not seen the film yet at the time of this taping. So I'm going to get you to give us your opinion on this new Steve Carrell comedy.
Steve Carell comedy. It's probably about 5 or 6 comedies all in one, this movie. It's Steve Carell stars as a really dweeby guy who stuffs dead mice and puts them in dioramas of the Last Supper and things like that. That
sounds hilarious, though.
Well, yeah, that is actually hilarious. And the movie is a remake of a French comedy, Dîner de Con, and wherein it's basically Paul Rudd plays this corporate striver who's invited to the big monthly company banquet in the country. And the object of this banquet is that all of the participants invite a real loser. With really distinct losers that they can, whom they can then humiliate and award the prize for the biggest loser to.
Steve Carell, we see him do all sorts of different things, but what kind of a guy is he in this movie? Is he another total goofball?
He is over the top, like annoying and troublemaking at times, and almost to a distracting level. You know.
So he's not the likable loser so much?
Yeah, is really annoying loser. I mean, if you met this guy in real life, you'd say, out.
Really?
Out now, yes. And Paul Rudd doesn't do that, you know.
Be a short movie then, right?
Yeah, but this is actually the clip we're going to see is Steve Carell is surprisingly for this movie in one of his more low key moments.
We are from Switzerland.
Barry, you know what? We're going to focus on business
Switzerland. I love Switzerland. It is one of my favorite countries. I love your army knives with the toothpicks and your cheese. Does the cheese come out of the cow with the holes? Our countries are not enemies. They are friends. We are friends.
You have been to Switzerland?
No, but I have a friend who drives a Volvo.
So, Schaef, it's no secret that you and I almost never agree on comedies, right? No, you like those big, broad, Judd Apatow-ish boy comedies, and me not so much. I have a more discerning taste, I like to think. But so would I like this movie? Am I going to like it when I screen it?
Well, this is big, broad, spilling over the sides broad, actually. But I know you're a Flight of the Conchords fan. How do you feel about Jermaine Clement shirtless and with Fabio hair? Turn you on? Huh?
I don't think so. It turns me on, but I'm curious. Put it that way. I'm curious. All right.
Well, no, it's got there's some laughs here.
Okay.
Our next movie is Zac Efron in Charlie St. Cloud, a paranormal fantasy romance centered on sailing and a little bit of baseball, and filmed in and around Vancouver. And who is Charlie? Who is St. Cloud anyway? I don't know if there was a St. Cloud.
I don't know if there's a St. Cloud. The saint in charge of all weather. Yeah. No, it's Zac Efron, and Zac Efron could be anybody. It doesn't matter because every single one of his fans will go out to this movie in droves. No matter what we say, it doesn't matter. But I will say, he looks good. Surprise, surprise. You even get a little Zac Efron wet T-shirt thing. Is he getting in and out of the water?
A quarter off those abs any day of the week.
And you know what? In his favor, I have to say though, he can act. He can do it. I mean, he was good in Me and Orson Welles, 17 again.
17 again, yeah.
This movie though is so ridiculous. Obviously, it's a paranormal story, so this good. You have to suspend disbelief. But there's so many ridiculous things in it. Like one of my favorites is the female. Lead in is the lovely Amanda Crew here from Vancouver. She plays a champion sailor, and she's going to set off on a 6-month trip to sail solo around the world, and which we all know means some pretty rough waters. Well, to prepare for it, she goes out a week before and sails around the Puget Sound.
Hardly
the training grounds.
Gin and tonics on the foredeck.
And and then the story is he has this. His little brother dies. We won't tell people how he dies, but it happens pretty early. And the rest of the movie, he has made a date to meet with his little brother every night at the Sunset Cannons or something, and he plays baseball with them.
Trying to bring the heat, Sam?
The heat? That's not heat. You want heat?
Bring the heat, Sammy.
Let's go.
So scared. Come on, Sam. Falling asleep here.
You okay?
Strike.
So basically, Charlie can't leave the past behind, and he has to suffer another trauma in order to break free from his brother. But the little brother, you don't even really know much about him. I thought that kid was kind of weird and cloying, and he was making, masturbation jokes, and he was like a 9-year-old. I was like, ew.
It's not like he was actually doing it.
It's the same thing.
Nah, there's a difference, I think. But the trouble with this movie, I think, is the script wasn't quite there. I don't think from the beginning. And I'm convinced they lost a lot during the editing. Like Kim Basinger
Like Kim
shows up.
Basinger's whole role.
Yeah, well, she shows up for like a minute as Charlie St. Cloud's mother, and then vanishes. You think, well.
And there's other weird things. There's like Ray Liotta as the paramedic that saved Charlie's life, who then becomes this sort of spooky spiritual leader. I mean, Ray Liotta, you don't ever want to see him in a role that involves him saving a life. You want to see him whacking somebody. I'm sorry, it's Ray Liotta. And then he's got the chipper, quirky English sidekick, you know.
Yeah,
that
I
works
don't know where he came from.
Yeah.
He came from another movie, I think.
Yeah, he wants
fell
it on
in
the
from an
set.
Edgar Rice comedy or Edgar Wright comedy.
All right, so there we have it. We have Dinner for Schmucks and Charlie St. Cloud are the two new movies this week. Are we going to fully recommend one?
Well, you know, whatever you and I say, Dana,
Goes.
the Zac Efron fans, they're going to be there anyway.
Yeah.
Dinner for Schmucks, a qualified yes on that one. As I say, a bit spilling over the edges broad, but some funny stuff there.
Worth a laugh. It's worth the price of admission is what you're saying,
I
right,
would
Schaef?
say yes. Yes.
All right, there you go.